Bennett Davidson here with EuroHooplife. We're a Yelp for international basketball players. If you got any questions or any kind of thing, how to be a Bozeman player, how to find an agent, how to file an arbitration, we're here with John Dickson. He is going to go over a terrible situation or a financial arbitration with a team over in the Middle East. John, how's it going today?
Hey, it's a wonderful day. It's a wonderful day every time you can wake up and, breathe fresh air and, do what you want to do.
Absolutely. Well, let's jump right into it. Let's go over the team. Let's go over the year it was. And pretty much this is going to be an educational of your experience, how it started, A, B, C. Give us a little breakdown of what the team, starting with the team's name and where you were.
Okay, so the team name is Nifa AlBasra, which is basically in Arabic is an oil club. It's an oil, Basra oil. That's pretty much what it is in English. And basically what happened was it was the year of COVID, right? So I flew out the team is located in Iraq, in the Iraqi Super League. And so basically what ended up happening was the team, they paid me on time for the first couple months. And then around Christmas time, it started getting funny. And I remember the coach coming and saying like, hey, before you go home for Christmas, we're going to give you 2 payments. And I'm like, oh, okay. And, I talked to a few of the guys on the team and they're like, yeah, our money's usually late, but the Americans usually get paid on time. So you shouldn't have to worry about it. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So it gets around Christmas time and, I'm like, hey, where's the money at? Oh, when you come back, we have it for you, and I'm like, okay, well, this is already funny. You guys already owe me 2 payments and, you kind of lacking. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Some teams, it happens like this. Like,
sometimes they play catch up and throw you a big chunk of money, but it's that
exactly
2-month period that sucks.
Yeah, so it's like, but it's an oil company, so I'm not really thinking anything of it because they put you up in the nice apartment. Pretty much you have unlimited food supply. You can call a restaurant any time of the day. They're going to bring you food. Anytime you played on the road, they give you a suite hotel.
So they felt like they took care of you, but at the same time, this whole situation. So what happened with the late payments and what?
Okay, so basically what ended up happening was the league ended up getting canceled like late May or June, right? So by that time, they already owed me a bunch of payments. So what ended up happening was I ended up going home.
How much money do you think that was in total? How much money?
It was like 27,000, 26,000. Yeah. So by the time I was like, okay, forget it. Like, I know they're not going to pay whatever. So I'm just going to get it through arbitration. I wouldn't go through arbitration unless it's over 10, 15, maybe 15, 20 grand.
And there is a tier structure. So it goes from like $1 to 30,000. Then it goes from 30,000 to 100,000 and 100,000. Each one of those it's like 1,500, 3,000, 5,000
exactly.
to just start that arbitration with the FIBA secretary.
Exactly. So basically what the team did was I tried to get my contract from the Iraqi Federation, no response. Try to get it from the coaches and the people in the club, no response. So basically what you have to do is hire a lawyer. Basically, I typed in FIBA arbitration lawyers on Google. And then I went and I vetted a few different lawyers, talked to them, see what their experiences was with this, and paid the what's the name fee? I paid $1,250 for the retainer fee, just so they can work for me. And basically, what my lawyer basically was saying is, hey, you just got to pay the retainer, and then you can pay me the rest on the back end, which I was cool with. I had another lawyer say, hey, you don't have to give me any money, but you got to give me 40% of what you win. Yep. And I was like, I'm not giving you 40% of nothing. Like, that's not happening. Yep. So basically what ended up happening was the lawyer filed. I had to put up like $3,600 for my share of the arbitration cost.
Yeah, and so right there is where you're basically filing with. There's a pyramid. There's the team and the agent and the player, and then they go to the secretary. Once they get that information, then it goes to the judge of the
Exactly.
actual FIBA. But the thing is, the team won't recognize that you actually have an arbitration against them. So now this American and the lawyer must upfront the team's money. So you're basically trying to double that fine. So you're probably putting out, like you said, $6,000 just to get it even heard and accepted by the secretary.
Exactly. So basically, like you said, if the team doesn't recognize fault, or which pretty much they're not going to recognize fault, you basically have to put up the money for the team for the arbitration costs. And then once you do that, they start the arbitration. It takes a while. It takes months and months and months.
How long have you been waiting now? How long did that process take?
Well, for the first part of my case, I think it took maybe a year and some change just to get the arbitration to finish. And then once I won, it all came out. I remember as soon as I finished and I won, I think I ended up winning like 28,000. But what's cool is once you win, they put interest on the money. So they say, okay, from this date to this date, they have a 5% interest every year that they don't pay.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, they could be awarded, and then they're just like, hey, I ain't going to pay anyways. And then you got more money to go after it.
Exactly. So basically what you have to do is, even after you win your case, they can still go up against it. I forgot the exact verbiage of it, but they can
appeals court.
Exactly. So they can appeal. They can appeal it if they want, or they can just not say anything, and you have to wait. I think, another 6 to 8 months after you win your award for them to have FIBA even press the federation. Like, hey,
what did your team end up doing when that happened? Because you got to that step, right?
Yeah. So basically, what ended up happening was, after I won my case, I had like maybe 3 or 4 different agents contact me, and it was like, hey, do you think you can settle with the team? They'll give you 10,000 plus all your what's in it. So there's like they wanted to settle for like 16,000 or something like that. And I was like, yeah, nah, bro. Like, you guys owe me double this. Like, if it was more north of 20,000+, then okay. But because you only want to pay 15, like us, I already put up 10,000 for myself. Like, you're only gonna pay me 5,000 for all that.
The fees and the time and
like, nah, bro. And so basically, after that, it takes a while for FIBA to kind of, I think it was like 6 to 8 months.
To apply the sanction to the team.
Exactly. So for the first sanction to even go through, it takes a while. So basically the first sanction was like $1,500 or something that they have to pay, but they still have time to appeal the sanction, right? So it's all about like, it's a time period. So basically what my team did is, after FIBA warned them about the sanction, they changed their name and played again. So they changed their name to the name that they had in the 60s or 70s. So they have like a whole pocket full of names that they've used that's already registered. So just in case something like this happens, they can just, I can switch our name for this year.
Shady world over there. I don't think people understand how I mean, that's kind of why I was just like, hey, we need to gather the players like yourself or myself. I got 12 stories of overseas, 15 different teams. And the only way we can even start to be able to create a union is saying, hey, we have an opportunity to go there. Say, what if we pay in $2,000 every contract? And guess what? This union will go after that money for these individuals playing overseas, because you really are packing up in trusting that someone's going to take care of you, pay your dollar on, pay that paycheck, because that's how we make our money. We're not cash register. We're not waiting tables. We're not doing, tax. We're not teachers, that type of stuff. We're professional athletes, and it's hard to pack up and leave for 10 months in a foreign country when we don't even know we're getting paid. So
exactly.
Thank you for sharing your story with us.
Yeah, sure, for sure. So so basically it's going to take a few years for you to for the FIBA to really step in and put on sanctions. So then if the team doesn't follow the sanction, basically FIBA goes after the federation. And once FIBA goes after the federation, that's when it's real serious. So it may take 2.5, 3 years for FIBA but you got to have a good lawyer that's going to keep pressing and keep, you got to have a good lawyer. And
do you think that FIBA has last 30 seconds? Do you think FIBA has the players and agents' best interests in mind, or they protect the teams and those?
I think FIBA has their best interests in mind. So whatever that can pay them the most, that's what they're going to go for. So I don't think they necessarily favorite the teams or the players or anyway. I think their best interest is FIBA. So they're going to always
the bureaucracy.
do what's
Always
best for
protect the
them.
bureaucracy.
Exactly. So they're never going to favoritize anyone. They're just going to, hey, well, you got to prove it, and then it's just going to take it's just going to take time. So if you ever are owed money, just know it's going to take a while for you to get paid. But what you're doing is you're helping out the next person. So they try it, and basically if the team can't pay or whatever, then the team is done. They can't even put another team in there. And hey, it's going to cost you another $50,000-$60,000 to even put a new team in. So figure it out. Yeah. So that's pretty much what I did it for. I did it for the people after me to let them know, like, hey, this isn't right. Because I can always get the money back. I'm not worried about money. Money is nothing. You get money every day. But integrity is a big deal, and a lot of people don't have it. So I'm going to force you to have integrity, especially dealing with someone like me, because I have all the most integrity.
I love it.
So
quote of the week, quote of the interview. Integrity. All right, John, thank you very much. I'll be posting this up, and we'll be attaching it and sharing the information is where it starts.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Yeah.